Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it. Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Yeah, where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. Yeah, we found it right near some panties. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tyre. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. Interesting. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute, what is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday. In the Maractus Clinic garage. Garage. Jesus, I can't believe I actually said that. The Maractus... Why, that's where the victim lived. That's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the car, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Ooh! It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't have a call on your cell phone after all? Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy. It was right around here. That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage. But what are you saying? Mr. Stickler? You broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. Ooh! The cell phone tells all. Wait, is this the pursuit? Oh my god, it is! I fucking love this theme, it's so good. It's like it's probably my favourite pursuit theme in all honesty. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. That's why we're trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night. Well, yes, but no. This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped that night, or the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime. Now, to chance Apollo, connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Show evidence. It was underneath the car with a broken mirror, so yes. Of course I have evidence. Ooh, I like your swagger, hair forehead. Hit it. The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... this. Because if it was connected to the car, then that would have moved and crushed the phone beneath it. That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident... yeah. There it is. It happened a little after 9 PM, just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident. Which means it was parked there after 9 PM on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. Like I said. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler. The only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 PM the night of the murder in the park. God, I really do like this theme, it's so good. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means. You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Maractus? No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Palmaractus. That is, other than this. Okay. I believe our next testimony will be most... Is that revelatory? Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. Still nothing but triple dots from Trucy. Fuck, man. Stickler's truth. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the stand. All clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Okay. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Ah yes, well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It's given to rolling. Okay. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know. Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Interesting. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem. I hope. Here comes Justice. God, he really likes saying that, doesn't he? Here comes Justice. Stickler's truth. Aw, my bracelet's crossed out. So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place. Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself? No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket, trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion? In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes. Must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. That's when you passed in front of the Maractus clinic. Why, yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. The supermarket is here along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Maractus clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yet where was I walked on unaware of my loss. Walked right into that fateful park. Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus clinic. The same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yeah, though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. Saw the killer, the victim, the stand. All as clear as day. Okay. This part of the testimony is a key. I know it. Pressing about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand. Noodle stand. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said... noodle. Yes, that was it. Well, gotcha, bitch. If I'm remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice? What about that sign? Could it be important? It's very important. So, the sign on the noodle stand said, noodle. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares of these one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. Wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. Yeah, you remember the sign on the stand the victim was pulling? It said, "Noodle. You lie. Stickler, you lie." It says Eldoon, actually. Does it actually show the sign? Yeah, Eldoon. And it's actually Eldoon's. Eldoon's noodles. There you go, fucko. Gotcha! You're absolutely sure the sign read noodle? Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler, I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So, you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing there. Here, was it? Although, it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. Do you think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldoon's. Inconceivable. I'm certain it was definitely Noodle, for sure. Positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says... Oh... He saw it backwards. The witness says the sign said noodle. He saw it right, but he saw it backwards. Yeah. Why would you say, or what would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign could be read the way Mrs. Tickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us the spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. Yeah, it'd be around here, wouldn't it? Because he wouldn't be around here because that's still the same way. He'd have to be, like, over this way. Oh, you can't see my cursor. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say it'd have to be, like, over here to see it backwards. So, over here, I'm gonna go with. I could have sworn you could just double-click and it pressed. But I guess not. Whatever. Brilliant. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldoon's, as we know. However, on the other side... Oh, it's Eldoon's Noodle! I didn't realise. I thought he saw it backwards. Although that would be Eldoon as well, so... Interesting. Observe the stand from the other side. Oh, the side says Noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and the back signs. Oh. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. You got me. Ew. So what? So what? So what does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? Makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before. Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. Okay. Oh god, it's 3D. Shit. Oh. The killer and the victim are facing each other. Then at the moment the killer raised the weapon. Mr. Stickler shouts, at which point the victim turns his head to look. The killer fires his pistol. Whee! He fires an arrow. Boom! That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. Whoa! The contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Why was Trucy just entirely white? He stood next to a bin. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now... Oh! And the victim looks in his direction. Left temple! Oh yeah! I didn't even really get that at all. The bullet would have hit his left temple. Why is everybody white? Ah! There we go. Whew. It must just be the transition from that to the court messes up the graphics, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. There we go. They're all back. Whew. That's right. Although that's weird. I mean, it's fairly obvious. Yeah, like how the graphics of these games work. The court and everything's a static image, and they're also images that are just placed in when necessary. But it's weird to see them whited out. Trucy's is huge though, it covers up the entire screen. So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North? Ah. But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Oh, pardon me. Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Ooh! Order, order, order! Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Ooh! Clarify 1 point for me if you would, Hair Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, look aside. Or looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? Accused of another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Tisk tisk tisk, Hair Forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Herr Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears. I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Your evidence? The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime. The evidence is this. What is that? A woman's underwear? Hey, those are mine. Ah. Okay. Wow. So don't look at me like that. Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler? Well, I can't say this comes as a shock. It's not what it seems. Whatever. On the night of the murder, just past 9 PM, a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees, and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like. Oh my. What a crime. Panty snatching. Order, order, order. Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. Oh dear. Oh my. So are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligence, V stands for valiant, see? Your point? I'm not done. Now I'm a major in the science department. What does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting. And what greater challenge to science than a mystery? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you don't understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate, for science. A full-size car tyre was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tyre? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tyre out of those panties. But that's not all. First, there was a tyre, then a stew pot, then a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh. He's talking about my magic panties trick. Oh my. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Trucy. Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick? You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object for serious study. I wonder. There's been a recent rash of panty snatching in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I didn't even get to read that. Fuck. Even that night she chased me through the streets, I wept tears of joy. Perhaps this is the night that I would seize the truth. Yeah, where was I for once? I can't even read it. Jeez. Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. Ah, you refer to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Oh. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, Hair Forehead. Oh, crap. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo? There's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location? I do. Bloomers! There we go, they were found in a bin. They were found in the bin right next to where he was stood, actually. The evidence that shows why he lied is this. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Hair Forehead? Too many. These are the last. Honest. These were found in a crash... God, I can't read. Trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, there was a bin right next to him. Isn't that lovely? We can see that the trash can was right next to where the victim... to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well? That night, they had been chased, hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl worked, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties. Apparently he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you dispose of the bloomers. Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne. A fascinating, if disturbing, tale. What on earth? That it? I think I'm actually going to end the session here, to be honest. Yeah, because there's still the investigation and the trial left to finish this, but I think that would... if I only left it with the trial... So if I did the investigation as well, the trial would only probably last about an hour. So if I did them both together, it'll probably be about an hour and a half, or 2 hours or so. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant Waki Kitaki was at the scene of the crime. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant Waki Kitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well. This brings the trial for today to a close. Court is adjourned. Yay! Twas a success. Yeah, god, these are just going to be under 30 minutes again. It's fine. On save, you can select continue. I don't need to do that, because the game makes suspend points whenever you close the game, so pretty nice. Either way. Oh. That is going to be the end of this session. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, take care.